Welcome to my last painting video before Christmas. How have you all been? Have you been good? I hope so. I'm not gonna lie, I'm happy the year is coming to its end. I have been so dispirited and tired the last couple of weeks. Uninspired, I felt like nothing is working out how I want it to be, and I really saw no progress in anything I really started. Painting my last figure, the Sailor Neptune, link in the corner by the way, was all sorts of misery because I'm not really fond of the character and it felt like I'm doing something I need to do instead of wanting it, just like a job. I don't know, does it make sense? Do you get what I'm saying? So I really wanted to paint something now that is a bit closer to my heart and soul, thus I picked Sailor Mercury. This is a garage kit I bought from E2046.com, probably one of the prettiest geekies ever produced for Mercury. Fully assembled, she is about 22 centimeters tall, so slightly bigger than Uranus and Neptune. Her design definitely follows the aesthetics of the reboot series. In terms of the face and the eyes, the dress is definitely reminiscent of the manga with its sleeveless body. I really like this. I feel the original series had this uniform look, and even though they had some differences in the manga in terms of ornaments, jewelry, none of that translated to the TV screen. And I like that they were different, because they are. It really showed that they are separate entities with very different personalities, not just expendable soldiers in same costumes, only in different colors. For many reasons, I've always liked Mercury the most. She is a shy, very introverted and smart young girl who is also very kind and brave, who really lacks the arrogance of Venus or Mars. She is thoughtful and the voice of reason, and someone who deeply cares about the others, even though she and her efforts might go unnoticed. She is someone who, I think, has a beautiful soul, and due to her nature, I feel that she is often pushed into the background by all the loud, extrovert characters. I decided to paint her now, and I hoped she would turn out as a lovely figure. Upon inspection, nothing was missing or damaged in the box, so after cutting away the excess casting stubs and sanding, I scrubbed each part clean in water, and it was time for the base coat. For that, I used my newish base color Vallejo's Desert Tan. I decided not to drill or pin the parts, because similarly to the second Uranus figure, the assembly was quite easy without that too. There was one thing that seemed concerning to me, and that was the skirt that came in two parts. Now this is always very tricky, because it leaves you with two options. You either prepare and paint everything separately and hope that you can seamlessly join together the parts when you assemble the figure, or you assemble it now, fill the gaps with putty, and prepare it before painting. However, now you have the annoying problem that you have parts that you cannot reach properly with the brush to have an even paint coverage. Of course, with taping and airbrush, you have it slightly easier, but I hate using masking tapes and I don't know how to airbrush, so it's kind of a predicament. The same thing was going on with the head too, where the hair was to be assembled from 5 or 6 different pieces. And I could already see myself pulling out my hairs because I knew something will not fit as it should be. Naturally, As you build up the different layers of base coat and regular color, this always adds millimeters of extra to each part, and in some cases even that makes a huge difference. But I started out skeptical, just casually painting each little part. I've got some feedback for the past couple of videos that my Uranus and Neptune figures look kinda tanned and don't have that fair milky skin as in the manga. I agree with that, but I often find the skin tones of geekeis and figures way too pale and lifeless. This Citadel skin tone I found is so beautiful, it really gives them a sexy touch, and it looked especially cool here with Mercury as the figure had a very feminine, curvy hip and gorgeous legs. She instantly looks a lot more confident and mature from it. You will see it in the end. I mixed the colors for the dress, collar and boots, as well as the ribbons and the hair separately, as I really had no colors that corresponded 100% to how Mercury's outfit really looks like. It took some time to find the right shades, but I think it's kinda close to how she originally looks. The list of the colors I've used throughout the video will be, as usual, in the description down below. Okay, I will shut up now. I will let you enjoy the rest and I'm coming back later. The figure came with two beautiful sets of eyes and eyebrows, so this time I only needed to paint the white of the eyeballs. The figure had a precise marking where it should go, unlike with the Uranus figure, so it was very easy. To attach the decals, I used Vallejo's Decal Fix, which is basically a glue. You cut around the eyes on the sheet as closely as you can, soak it in water until the decal separates from the paper, and you apply it to the face that you have already prepared with the glue. You carefully position it until you find the right place, dab it onto stick, and carefully brush over with decal softener to prevent it from curling up. Repeat the same with the other eye, and voila, it's ready. When it came to the color, I was hesitant how to proceed. On the original images, her costume has 3 white lines, but there was no way I could paint all those perfectly parallel to each other. My thinnest brush is a 0001. I would need at least a 50 brush for that, and knowing my shaky hands, even then it would be kinda mission impossible. So I first thought I could chin myself out of the situation and use a white gel pen to draw the lines. I quickly found out that it was a waste of time even to try. The pen had trouble to run on the painted surface, or it was just bad, so I had to repaint the surface blue again. I decided for one thicker white line, and I know it's not canon like this, but I thought it could at least look decent with that, instead of just looking ugly but close to the source material. So that's what I went with. Then came the other unpleasant surprise. The skirts had big gaps on each side after I glued them to their places. There was no way I could leave that like this, no amount of paint could hide that, so I had to come up with something. I decided to fill them with Tamiya smooth surface putty and carefully dabbed it into the holes, hoping I can paint them over later and it will look seamless. I was sad it had to come to this. I liked how the figure turned out until that, so I was understandably nervous I would mess up the whole thing with this. It took quite a couple of layers to make it look seamless until I was satisfied with it. For the head, I didn't really need the putty. Once I glued the hair together and painted it over with another coat, the paint filled the caps nicely. Of course, as you have seen during the unboxing, the figure did not have a base on its own originally, so I used my go-to base I usually print for figures like this, painted it black, and then attached her to it by drilling and pinning one of her legs to it. After a couple of layers of spray on varnish, this is the final result. I have to say, this is probably one of my finest paintings yet, definitely one of the prettiest of 2024, and I'm really happy I can close the year with this. It will give me inspiration to continue next year. Believe it or not, I still have loads of Sailor Moon garage kits to paint, so if you're a fan of the series, don't go anywhere, they will come. Thank you for watching this video. I know it's a longer one again. I try not to bother you with my dull commentary, but I hope you will enjoy them nevertheless. Happy holidays everyone, and see you in the next video.